Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is lecture 3 of Icse class 9 biology chapter tissues, plants and animal tissues, and in today's lecture we are going to cover animal tissues. So in today's lecture we'll talk about animal tissues. Though there are 4 kinds of animal tissues, but today we are going to take up 2 animal tissues, that is epithelial tissues and connective tissues. Next two I will take up in the upcoming lecture. So let's start with epithelial tissue. The word epi itself means upon. So epithelial tissues are the tissues that are found on the outer surfaces of the skin, and it also lines the various parts of the body. So let's write it down. Epithelial tissue, it is a thin, protective, continuous sheet of cells. So it is thin, okay? It is protective, it has a function of protection. We'll see how they protect us. And it is a continuous sheet of cells. They are continuously arranged. Now let's write about the location of epithelial tissue, shape and its function. Okay, so I told you that epithelial tissue are found on the outer surface of the skin. Okay, suppose this is our skin, so the first layer that is found is the epithelial tissue. Now it also lines the parts of mouth, nose, stomach, lungs, etc. So it lines the covering of mouth, nose, stomach and lungs. If I talk about its shape, so it is cubical, cuboidal and it is flat. Okay, so it may be cubical, cuboidal or flat, and its function is what? Protection in case of skin. Then its its function is secretion as well as absorption. So secretion, absorption in case of small intestine or just intestine. Okay, let's just write it down in case of intestine. Okay, now its function is also sensory perception. It helps in sensation, sensory perception. Okay, now let's study about the types of epithelial tissue, their location, their role, their structure in detail. Based on the shape and sizes, epithelial tissues are categorized into 4 types. First is squamous epithelium. Second is stratified epithelium. Third is cuboidal epithelium. And fourth is columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium. Let's write epithelium. I am writing EP for epithelium. Okay. So this squamous epithelium, it is thin, flat, tile-like. This is how it looks. It is thin, flat, tile-like. It is very thin. Okay. So it is thin, flat, tile-like. Okay. Now stratified. Strata means layer. So this stratified epithelium, it consists of layer of cells that may be formed of same types of cells or different types of cells. So this is how it looks. So there are several layers of this. Okay, so these are made up of same kind of cells, or it may be made up of different kind of cells like this. I am drawing the second case also. Here two different kinds of cells are forming this. Okay, so you may see it is what? It consists of layers of cells. Now, cuboidal epithelium. In cuboidal epitheliums, the cells, they look like cubes. They are arranged in the form of cube. So, suppose this is how a cube looks. So, they are cube-like cells. Okay. So, let me write the stratified epithelium. It composed of layer of cells. Here cube-like cells. Okay, in columnar epithelium, the cells are very tall. They are rectangular in shape. This is how they look. See, the cells are very tall. This is the nucleus inside, okay? They are very tall, they are rectangular or columnar in shape. Now, based on the function these columnar epithelium perform, it is of two types. Further, it is divided into two categories. One is ciliated and the another is glandular. So in ciliated epithelium, suppose this is the columnar epithelium. Okay, on its surface cilia will be present. These cilia are finger-like projection that help in secretion and absorption of substances. So because of the presence of the cilia on the columnar epithelium, these are categorized into ciliated epithelium. Okay, now there are certain columnar cells which secrete certain substances like mucus or whatever things. So this is how a glandular epithelium looks like. From here the secretions will be released. So this is the columnar epithelium which has formed such shape and it will secrete something. Okay, so because of these functions, columnar epithelium is categorized into ciliated epithelium and glandular epithelium. Now let's see the location of all these categories of epithelial tissue and their role in our body. So squamous epithelium is found lining the outer surface of the skin, blood vessels, lymph vessels, nasal cavity. So let's write. So squamous epithelium, it lines the mouth cavity, blood vessels, lymph vessels, as well as nasal cavity. Okay, squamous epithelium, it is very thin flat like and it lines all these things. Now, stratified epithelium. This stratified epithelium, it is found in skin and cornea. So it is found in skin and cornea. Okay, this stratified epithelium, it is composed of several layers of cells. So its basic function is protection. So it protects our skin from germs and injury. That's why it is found in skin as well as it is found in the cornea. This cornea is present in our eye. So it is found in skin and cornea. Now, cuboidal epithelium. This cuboidal epithelium, it is found in some parts of the kidney. So let's write, it is found in some parts of kidney tubules, as well as it is found in the salivary gland and the pancreatic duct. The salivary gland are present inside our mouth and they secrete saliva. Okay, so they are found in salivary gland and pancreatic duct. Basically their function is secretion and absorption. So in the mouth they are secreting saliva. So there this cuboidal epithelium is found. Now columnar epithelium. This columnar epithelium, it lines the small intestine and stomach. So it lines intestine and stomach. There also its function is again secretion and absorption. Now let's see the function. Now squamous epithelium. So again it is thin tile-like. So its function is also what? Protection. It protects our skin from what? From germs, from any kind of mechanical injury. So its function is protection from germs and mechanical injury. Okay. In case of stratified epithelium, again its function is the same as that of squamous epithelium, which is protection. Now cuboidal epithelium, they have function of secretion and absorption. They secrete certain chemicals, okay, and they also help in absorption also. Now columnar epithelium. So in columnar epithelium we studied that it is of two kinds, ciliated and glandular. Ciliated columnar epithelium have cilia present on its surface like this, and because of the presence of this cilia which is a finger-like projection, okay, it helps to trap the germs particles. Okay, so this ciliated columnar epithelium, it is present in our windpipe. So it is present in windpipe, which is also known as trachea. Okay, whenever the air goes in the ciliated epithelium, it traps the germs particle and it warms the air. Okay, now glandular epithelium. This glandular epithelium is again responsible for secretion of certain chemical substances, and because of that it is present in stomach as well as intestine. So it is present in stomach and intestine. Okay, this was all about the categories of epithelium, their function, their location. Okay, now let's study about connective tissue. So what are connective tissue? Connective tissues are the tissues that connects or joins one tissues with another tissue, or they join various organs keeping them in fixed position. So let's write it down. So connective tissues are tissues that join various tissues and organs, keeping them in fixed positions. Okay. Now, connective tissue have three important categories. Okay. So, the first category or the first characteristic of connective tissue is what? Presence of intercellular substance, which is matrix. Suppose this is one cell, this is another cell. Okay. So in between them they have certain space which is connecting both the cells. So intercellular means between two cells. So this space between two cells, which is known as intercellular substance, intercellular space, which is known as matrix. So this is a characteristic of connective tissue. Now the next one is presence of cellular elements. Cellular elements. Okay, suppose this is a connective tissue. So you will have cellular elements like red blood cells, white blood cells, then you will have platelets. Okay, so these are the cellular elements which are present in case of connective tissue. Now, third is presence of fibers. So connective tissue also have fibers in them. Okay, so now let's see the three kinds of connective tissue that are present. So one is connective tissue proper. Next is supportive connective tissue. And the last is fluid connective tissue. Let's see what we are going to study in these three categories. So connective tissue proper, it includes areolar connective tissue, adipose, post connective tissue, and last is fibrous connective tissue. In supportive connective tissue, we are going to study about cartilage and bone. Okay, and in fluid connective tissue, we will study about blood and lymph. Okay, so let's study these three categories in detail, their function and their location. So, connective tissue proper, they have a function of binding the various organs. So they have a function of binding various organs and parts together. Okay, supportive connective tissue, they have a function to give support. So they provide support to various parts. Now, fluid connective tissue, they have a function of transportation and immunity. Transportation and immunity. Okay, they carry substances from one place to another. Okay, and they provide immunity because of presence of certain kinds of cells. We are going to study that. Okay, so this connective tissue proper, it was again further divided into three types: areolar, adipose and fibrous. This areolar tissue, it is found below the epidermis. So it is found below epidermis. Okay, suppose the outermost layer of the skin is epidermis. So below that epidermis, areolar connective tissue is present. Now, adipose connective tissue. This adipose tissue, it forms a cushion, okay, or paddy under the skin. So cushion under the skin. So it forms a cushion under the skin, okay, so that you won't get hurt. Okay, now this fibrous connective tissue, it is further divided into two, which is, one is tendons and the another is ligaments. Okay, now let's see the function. This areolar connective tissue, it provides elasticity to the skin. So it gives elasticity to skin. Okay, now adipose connective tissue, it provides protection against jerk, and the another function is it stores fat. So this adipose tissue also stores fat. Okay, now this fibrous connective tissue consists of tendons and ligaments. So tendons, it connects muscle to a bone, bone to a muscle, or muscle to a bone. while in case of ligament it connects one bone to another bone. So connect one bone to another bone. Please remember, it is very frequently asked in exams about tendons and ligament. This is very important. Okay, now let's see supportive connective tissue. So they provide support. Now it consists of cartilage and bone. So these cartilage are non-porous, whereas bone is porous. What does this mean? Okay, cartilage, they do not have hollow space inside. They are solid from inside. Whereas this bone, suppose this is the bone. So you will see hollowness inside the bone. So these are porous from inside. There is some space present. Whereas cartilage, they are non-porous. Okay. Now, the living cells that are present in cartilage are called as chondroblast. So they have chondroblast cell. Chondroblast cells, whereas bones have osteoblast. Osteo refers to bone. So bones have osteoblast cells. These are the living cells that are present in case of bones, and these are the living cells that are present in case of cartilage. Now, let's see about blood and lymph. So in blood, the fluid part or the liquid part is called as plasma. So it is called as plasma, okay. Whereas the cellular part, it consists of red blood cells, okay, which transport oxygens and carbon dioxide through blood. It consists of white blood cells, WBCs, okay, which helps in providing immunity, fighting germs, okay, and it also consists of platelets, okay. They help in clotting of the blood. If you get hurt somewhere, you will see that after few time blood will stop coming out from that part. So that is because of the clot that is formed due to this platelets. Now let's see about lymph. So lymph is a fluid that surrounds the various kinds of cells. So is a fluid surrounding cells. Okay, it is a fluid that surrounds the cells, and in lymph, remember this point that lymph has only white blood cells. It does not have red blood cells. So they only have WBC present and RBC, red blood cell, absent. Remember this point. Okay, and function of blood and lymph is what? Transportation and immunity. Okay. Suppose oxygen is transported to various parts of the body through blood, then it is helping in immunity. The white blood cells are fighting germs and infection. So this was all about today's lecture. Thank you so much. See you in the next lecture.